What if you set aside 40 days to answer life's biggest question? What on earth am I here for? That's not just pop philosophy, that's Rick Warren's challenge in The Purpose-Driven Life. But in an age of self-optimization and social media validation, does purpose even matter? Let me tell you a story. I once read a survey from the American Psychological Association showing that 68% of adults feel their lives lack clear meaning. That's staggering. So why do we keep coming back to purpose, generation after generation? Because without it, stress goes up, satisfaction plummets, and according to Viktor Frankl's classic logotherapy research, even survival rates decline. Now you might be thinking, purpose feels so abstract, how would it change my day-to-day? Here's where a purpose-driven lens offers more than self-help slogans. It provides a concrete framework for decisions, relationships, and even resilience in crisis. So let's dig deeper. How does this framework actually work? And why is it different from the usual life coaching advice? Ready for a paradigm shift? Most self-help books say, start with your dreams, your goals. But Warren argues, it's not about you. Imagine you're handed a strange device with no instructions. Would you guess its function or ask the inventor? That's the concept of revelation versus speculation. The technical term here is teleology, the study of purpose. Warren claims only the creator truly knows the intended design. Drawing on Colossians 1:16, everything got started in him and finds its purpose in him. Now, critics might say, but can't I discover meaning by looking within? Sure, introspection matters, but as psychologist Dan McAdams notes, personal narratives are often shaped by external frameworks. So if you're chasing purpose by chasing your own tail, maybe it's time to look outward. What would it mean for your life if you began not with your ambitions, but with a higher design? That's the heart of this approach. Picture this. Before you were born, every detail of your being, your DNA, your personality was mapped out. That's the claim. You are not an accident. Warren leans hard on the theological term imago Dei, the belief that every human is created in the image of God. But even from a scientific perspective, the odds of your unique genetic makeup are 1 in 70 trillion. Dr. Michael Denton, in Nature's Destiny, argues that the universe's properties seem fine-tuned for human life. Now, you might ask, but what about painful circumstances or imperfect parents? Here's where the philosophy of providence comes in. The idea that even randomness and suffering may be woven into a larger narrative. I know that's hard to accept. Many struggle with trauma or feelings of worthlessness. But what if, as the data shows, people who perceive meaning in suffering have higher psychological resilience? Could seeing yourself as intentionally created boost not just self-esteem, but also grit and recovery after setbacks? Let's get brutally honest. What's really driving you? Guilt, resentment, fear, materialism, or approval? Think of these as psychological drives, forces that guide behavior, often beneath awareness. Psychologists like Freud and Maslow have explored these concepts for decades. Warren argues that most people are driven by something unhealthy, not purpose. For example, did you know in a Gallup poll, 61% of people felt paralyzed by past hurts or the need for approval? Now, imagine your life as a ship without a rudder. You move, but with no direction. The technical term here is existential drift. But let's flip the script. What if you set your course by a deeper, unchanging purpose? Studies in positive psychology, C. Seligman's PERMA model, show that those with purpose experience lower stress, better health, and even longer lives. Now you might be thinking, but I'm too busy to reflect on this. Friend, you're too busy not to, because without intentionality, you'll end up somewhere, just not necessarily where you want to be. Here's a provocative question. If you knew this life was just a blip compared to eternity, how would you live differently? Warren introduces two potent concepts: eschatology, the study of last things, and legacy thinking. The point: Earth is not the main event. It's the warm-up. Now, I get it, eternity feels remote. But consider this. In the Harvard Grant study, those who held a transcendent worldview reported higher life satisfaction and were more able to handle loss and aging. Death is not termination, but transition, Warren says. That's a challenging notion, but it's also freeing. If your life isn't measured only by today's achievements or failures, how might your values shift? Would you invest more in relationships, character, and giving back? Maybe you'd care less about fleeting trends and more about creating lasting impact. Living with eternity in mind isn't just spiritual research shows it leads to less anxiety, more generosity, and a deeper sense of hope. So ask yourself, what matters in the long run? And are you living for it now?